No, you are not going to spoil your baby by holding your baby and cuddling your baby. Babies need to be held, they need to be cuddled, they need touch. When a baby first comes out of the womb into the world, the hardest time for them to settle in their cot is 7 p.m. Too many people think, too many sleep consultants out there think the 7 p.m. settling, 7 p.m. on a routine means into bed at 7 p.m, lights out, leave them alone and expect them to sleep. You can't expect this in the first few weeks of life because your baby has been in your womb. It's very warm in there. It's like 36, 37 degrees. They're being bounced around all day long and they sleep. When you're running around after a toddler or you're at work or whatever you're doing during the day before you have your baby, you are lulling your baby to sleep all day. Then at 7 p.m, normally most people find that they would have come home from work, done some jobs, had dinner, and sat down. Maybe pre-pregnancy, no, but when they're pregnant and tired, yes. 7 p.m, they would sit down and go, okay, I'm gonna have some screen time or some rest. And that is when their baby would wake up because they were no longer lulling them to sleep. Now you've had your baby and you suddenly expect them to sleep at 7 p.m. It's not going to magically happen on day one. So we do say at Save Our Sleep, it is okay at 7 p.m. you put them down in their cot. Slats the whole way around is the safest type of cot. You put them down in their cot and as though you're going to get them to self-settle. You have fed them, you've prepped them, you've wrapped them, you've put them down in their cot and you leave them for a couple of minutes to see if they're going to self-settle. If they start crying, like proper crying, like not if they're just making the odd if they start properly crying, you get them up and you hold them and you cuddle them to sleep. That is the hardest time for them to fall asleep. And it is okay if you end up holding them or cuddling them until the next feed time, unless you are so tired that you can't function and there's risk that you're going to fall asleep with your baby in your arms. If that was the case, then you would we would put baby down in their cot even if they cried, because they are safer in their cot than in your arms if you're at risk of falling asleep. But it's also a brilliant time for daddy or the other carer in the family, the other parent, to hold baby and have cuddle time, or grandparents if they come round. And this is another thing, during the day with a brand new newborn baby, if grandparents come round and it's sleep time and you think, oh, this is going to be a bit awkward, like they might be like, oh, I don't want you to put the baby down in the cot and let them have a little bit of it. And I'm not saying screaming, I'm saying a little bit of a self-settling. Don't put them in their cot. Wrap them up, get them ready for sleep, wrap them up, and this is a good time for them to sleep on their grandparents' chest. It's bonding time, and then grandparents have to sit there and hold them and chat to you, and it makes you sit down too.